Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we are getting ready to get on the road for, I guess, the first road trip and on-site with the Tesla over there. We are heading down to North Carolina, Greenville, to go visit a church to see what we can do to help modernize the media ministry, and we're making a full loop back to New Hope Baptist Church to install the amp to fix the rest of their speakers that we had to order for them. So let's get on the road and let's see what we can do to help out another ministry. Alrighty folks, we are down here. Let's get inside and see what we can do to help them out. Alrighty folks, so you know what we normally do. We're going to do a walkthrough of everything that's going in place. So we already got the other stuff. We have already talked about that. But we have some new assignments that we're going to work on. Let me flip the camera around. So we're going to look at doing some wiring for either two 40-inch confidence monitors here in the front, similar to what we did at Greater Works. And then by doing that up here, we're going to change the distribution so that all of these TVs are connected with this. Because right now, all those TVs are going to show the exact same thing. So maybe do a 1x8 splitter to handle all of the TVs, and then run dual, one for redundancy, one cable all the way back to the distribution with the A10 Mini Extreme that we're going to add to connect the PTZ camera. We're going to take that camera down, put the Famaco 20X up there, and then wire in the future cables for another Cat 6 and another fiber optic or SDI, whichever one. Actually, I think I might do it SDI since we got that. And we'll put that there, and then we'll have both of those connected. And if we don't go in that direction, I also gave them an option of doing two 65s on the back for a confidence monitor for anybody's on the pulpit and for the choir. So you know how we do it. So let's go ahead and cut over to the computer, and we're going to write out and do the design so everybody knows what's going on, have the list forwarded on to them. And you know, if we get the contract, I'll bring you along so we can show you how to modernize your media ministry. So let's cut over to the computer. Alrighty, folks, we are back here and back in Virginia. Let's go ahead and cut over to the computer, and we're going to design the whole setup for Wells Chapel, Church of God in Christ, and I'll have a link down below to everything that we're going to use. So make sure you stay through the whole thing. So let's go. Alrighty, so let's start this out. Again, this is so typical of the churches that we've been bumping into, that they have been thrust into this situation and they've done what they could. And again, I'm thankful for the fact that they actually watched these type of videos and got them up and running. So what we want to do is plan the path out to help them where to go next. So let's start out with the layout of what they got. So right now they have 4 TVs in place. And I need to quote out optionally if they went with the other suggestion that I mentioned about having a TV that's actually in the back. But we will originally price this out and show the TVs that are in the front, right on the end of the pulpit. So they have the 2 TVs, 2 facing the congregation, and then another 2 flanking the sides, I guess for the choir, for them to look to the sides and things like that. Now what they have the Famaco camera. They're going to get another one, and they're going to mount that. We're going to mount that in the front. So this is going to be PTZ. Well, let's do back PTZ. And then they're going to get another one that's going to be placed up here, and that would be obviously the front PTZ. All right, and they have a computer in the back and a laptop. So I'm going to use their laptop for right now, which will be for the presenter, because that's what they're using right now for lyric, scripture, and all that other fun stuff. Now, in this setup, again, this is one of those things when you're dealing with people who are not really mindful of the ministry aspect of it. These cameras were sold, but they have no capture device. So most likely, they were going to probably be told to try and use it over the network, which I do not recommend at all. So what we're going to do is get them a ATEM Mini Extreme. We are going to run these cables, fiber optic HDMI cables, for that distance. This is going to be in the back, so that one will be simple. I mean, not simple, but I was just say it's not that far of a run. And let's actually put this to the side here, make it a little bit easier. They already have their audio board. And checking out the back, we have the option of doing a RCA to 3.5 millimeter or a 1/4 inch to 3.5 millimeter. So either way, that will bring in audio. So they'll have a cleaner audio signal than having the iPhone's output. That laptop is going to be connected here as well over a local HDMI, so no need in getting a fiber optic one for that. That will give them a lot of space for the future. We also are going to have another 24-inch monitor here for the multi-view. And actually, I might include like a wall mount for that so that it's like on a hinge so they can pull it out there if need be. All right, so we got that, and again, I'm going to include a ScanDisk SSD so it can actually record everything here. Make that as purple. Hard drive. And again, I use that for everything. I actually got one of those for my Tesla to expand out the cameras and for storage for Sentry mode as well too. So I use that for all of my stuff here. That's what's recording on that right now. So through my ATEM. All right, we got that. And now we're going to add a PoE switch. And don't mind what, well, actually, no. I'll pick that one. Instead, it was a 24, but again, it's an icon, so it doesn't really matter. This is going to be our, I'm trying to get somewhere so it's easy to wire all this stuff. Forget it. I'll just do it right here. So this will be our PoE switch. And again, I'm only going with a 10 port, 2 imports with 8 out connections. So the idea, this is going to give a network and power to the PTZs. Move that back. We also need our joystick, which they already got. So PTZ joystick. This is going to power this as well. I hate when it does that, but oh well. That handles those two. We're going to give network access to our ATEM. Give network access to the laptop, even though I don't think it's needed. I think the laptop is going to be connected over Wi-Fi. So I'm actually going to cut that out. So we'll leave some extra jacks for the future if they ever want to add more cameras, but we got that in place. Now, what I'm going to do, looking at the TVs, all of the TVs are connected over VGA. we're going to upgrade those to get the stuff and to make the TVs in the front simpler. So let me zoom up here a little bit, and let's take all these TVs and let's move them up some so we can have some more space. So right now, there's a distribution out, and it's just VGA going there. We're not going to do that because we need to leverage a digital connection from at the front. What we're going to do is reposition and replace all of the cables to fiber optic HDMI cables because they have nothing but VGAs going to each one. But instead of running multiple cables all the way to the back, we're going to run one cable, actually two. We're going to have some redundancy, but we're going to put the distribution at the front of the church so that it's shorter cables to reach all of this. And then we will have some more space to go in the front for the other two monitors. So first, we're going to have let's put it right here in the center here. This is going to be a 1x8 HDMI splitter. And that, let me see if I can spell it right. HDMI splitter. All right. And now these are going to have direct cable. So I don't foresee the runs being any farther than 75 feet. Might do 100 just to be safe. But we will have all of these go to our monitors. And the fact that these VGA cables are pretty thick, we can probably use them as pull strings for these monitors. I am hoping to be able to do that. All right, and now this is also going to allow us to, they want to do two screens on the front, and I've used, I'll tag the video where we added a front mounted, a floor trolley. Now those are going for like $200 and some each, but what they want to do is actually put these on the pulpit. Now I actually have this upstairs here in the house. I have a TV stand that sits on top of a desk or kind of like an entertainment center. I want to use one of those, but most of those are stationary. We're going to look at putting two 40-inch screens on each one, but this floor mount actually can tilt. So we want to tilt it maybe 15, 20 degrees so that it's angled up so everybody on the pulpit can see it and in the choir. So we're going to do that, and let's grab two other monitors here. These are going to be new, and these are going to be on those stands, and because of this, we're going to run another two connections here from our splitter here, which gives us more than enough room because we have 6 outputs. We actually have space for 2 more if we wanted to. So there we go. That's going to be the new distribution for all the TVs in the front. And then we are going to run, and I'm going to do this the long way just to make it easier to see how the connection is going to go. Let's run this all the way out here and then all the way up here. And this is going to be our main connection. This is going to be HDMI, maybe a 200-foot long one to go all the way down the center of the attic, drop down into the cable run inside of the media room. So this is going to be the main one. It's going to be done with redundancy. I'm going to have pull 2 of them just in case. So if anything happens, if we don't need to go back up there again, we have another one as a failover. And this will allow us to, with the A10 Mini Extreme, either have the exact same thing that's coming out of the HDMI go, what's going out from the A10 that's going to the live stream, be the exact same thing, or we can introduce a out directly from presenter, whatever. It gives them the flexibility. Now, again, with the A10 Mini Extreme, that will allow it to live stream, even though they were using OBS. They could still use OBS, but honestly, I want to use the Extreme so that they could do that. But if that's what they want to, they can go it either way. I think they'll be a lot happier with the Extreme there in place. But again, the Extreme is just meant to be a capture device because no one informed them that they needed a capture device or recommended a capture device with that camera. So this is the setup of what we're going to do. I'm going to send this list to them, and then they're going to go ahead and order everything. And then they already said they were going to hire me to come down and do everything. So of course I'm going to take you along with me. Realize that there's going to be some CSAA ministry associated with this. But you know, I want to walk you through and prep that. And now that I think about it, I might want to put some nicer keystones on the wall, so we can pass. No, actually, I'm gonna do brushed covers on the outlets, because somebody mentioned that. How come I didn't use that before? It was just mainly the spacing in the wall. But for this, since they already have plates on the wall for the cameras, I'll use that to pass. Actually, I only need one, because that's for the PTZ in the front. Everywhere else, all the cabling is behind the TV. You're not going to see it at all. But link is down below to every single thing that we're going to be doing there. Thank you, Wells Chapel, for inviting me to come down and help you with your ministry. And I'm looking forward to helping modernize your media ministry. So if you're interested in me doing something like that for you, know that you can always contact me at ajhomes.com/consultations. You can hit me up at questions@ajhomes.com if you have some questions as well too. And realize I'll try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. But if your question is kind of long, I would honestly recommend to have a Zoom consultation, because it does take a lot of time to answer a very, very long, drawn out email. But again, I'm here to try and help modernize your media ministry as best as possible, folks. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you on the next video. Later.